invincible.
Welcome to Players Circle Sports, where players come to play. I'm here with Mark and Laurent. So we're gonna discuss Adam Silver's interview on The Herd. He talked about 3 topics, and we're gonna discuss them separately. So the first topic I want to discuss is the amount of games that are played in the NBA. So people were complaining about people resting, and so should we lower the amount of games, or should we lengthen the season? What should we do to fix that, Mark?
I'm a traditionalist. I like it the way it is. I don't think it's too. It's not too long. It's not too short. It's perfect. It's good enough. I mean, it ends when it should. I think
you don't mind the resting or anything like that.
The resting doesn't really bug me that much. Now, with that said, maybe if we had a professional team where we were specifically and I was paying the money, it might bug me a little bit, but I don't think it's not as big of a deal as everyone makes it seem. Like, I don't really care.
I agree with Mark, but I also touched on the point that this conversation was only coming up because the underlying fact is that, what about the fans? Yeah, the fans kind of get, screwed over in the sense that they pay to go see these players play near the end of the season when, things are building up. Who's going to make the playoffs, the last 8th or 7th spot? And it's unfair to the fans in that sense. But I mean, like, you could adjust rules to avoid resting. There's always going to be another way out for that team or, for those players, Okay, well, you can't rest LeBron this game. Oh, you know what? LeBron has a sore knee. He won't be playing tonight. Boom, IR list for the game. What can you do now? Nothing.
But a good argument to that maybe would be that, okay, wouldn't you rather, as a fan, have them rest in the regular season and be fresh for the playoffs and be playing as many minutes as they could in the playoffs when you pay more money for the ticket?
But fans can only afford, most fans can probably only afford regular season tickets where there's a price hike come playoffs. So in that sense, that's what the whole, like I said,
and also in the playoffs, 90% of the league will not have LeBron play on their floor during the playoffs anyway, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so Adam Silver, what he was discussing, he was saying basically they're gonna add a week to the season, but with the same amount of games, because he was saying the injuries come from back-to-back games, so maybe 2 games in 2 nights or 4 games in 5 nights or whatever. So he was saying that's when people get injured. So if you play this, and he was saying the amount of games did not have an impact on injuries. Of course, there's a small impact where it's like, obviously, if you play one game, any game, you risk injuries, but the amount of games is not the impact. So what I'm thinking is they should add 2 weeks, because 1 week you're still gonna have too many back-to-backs, 4 games in 5 nights. Maybe 2 weeks. I could see that working, and you can even shorten the whatever summer league or whatever they call it.
Are you saying statistically that they get injured in a certain part of the game or season?
No, basically, yeah, in a certain part of the season. Basically, he's saying the more games you play consecutively, the higher the risk of injuries. Whereas,
I agree with that. Like, it has a wear and tear aspect to it. But statistically, I would go against it because, I'm all for stats. Points, percentage, PER. But when it comes to those type of stats, that's the beauty of sports. You can have late risers and early departures. That's the whole point of sports. Like, maybe theoretically over time, if you keep playing, you're eventually going to get injured. Maybe not. Maybe you explode and do something amazing.
No. But you're more at risk. You're more at risk,
obviously. But if you don't rest, like, what do you mean? They're playing every single day. They rest. There's a game in between. 1 day is enough.
No, but my question was, and I don't know if you'll know this, but so how did he want to construct, say, that 1 week if he was going to do it? Another question would. Is it for the reason of the back-to-backs? Like, is he trying to get rid of back-to-backs? Because wouldn't that add back-to-backs? Because you're kind of
cutting a week out.
Yeah, you're cutting a week out now.
No. Same amount of games, but he adds a week to the season. So the season is longer, but with the same amount of games.
Yeah, that's better.
That's what he's saying. So he's spreading out the games more. That's what.
Okay, so he's spreading it out. Same amount of games, but he's spreading it out. That's smart.
But even in that sense, it'll even induce more resting over time. You know.
Because I thought you meant like, because in hockey,
Yeah.
they tried something because they said that there was wear and tear and all this, right?
Yeah.
And so what they did was they gave a whole week off
Yeah.
to each of the teams,
Yeah.
and that doesn't
What
work.
if you
Because
No.
you're making more back to backs then because you literally cut a week out.
what
of the
about
season.
no,
what
no.
about
It's
increasing
spread.
roster size from 15 total to 17?
No, it doesn't matter. It won't matter because if you're trying to win, you're not gonna play number 17.
Yeah,
You might.
Dude, they don't even play number 15 on the bench.
I'm just
And in
saying
the
that-
playoffs, and especially in the playoffs,
But
they
it
only
falls
play
well.
like 8 players.
The only time those guys are coming in is during blowouts. That's
And-
the only time those
But it
guys are
falls well
coming
on your
in.
theory of getting injured after a certain amount of games. Yeah, you get injured, then you have guy number 16, 17.
Yeah, players rest. And Adam Silver said he's not planning on banning rest or anything like that because owners know that fans, yeah, they might complain they paid for a ticket, they didn't get to see the star play or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's better to have a star sit out maybe 4 games a season than to have him play those 4 games, increase the amount, the likelihood of
the
injuries,
playoffs.
and then miss a whole month because
Exactly.
he's injured, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so next topic.
Stay tuned.
Oh, hold up. No, actually, yeah, whatever. Okay.
Here we go.